Hey everyone, happy Sunday evening. I hope you are still on summer break and getting a few more fun weekends. This will be my last Sunday before I have to get up the following Monday for work. So I'm trying to enjoy the weekend and realize that I have one full week left before I go back. Today I'm going to talk to you about my first full week of school and guided reading and writing and where I've come and where I'm going with this year. So let me just give you a little background. I've been teaching this will be my 21st year, I believe, and so I've done 4 blocks, daily 5. We've had a couple basal series resources, and then I've pretty much for the most of my career done theme-based learning. So I would pick a theme for the week and then just do all kinds of activities around it. Well, along came the Common Core and standards-based learning and many changes just as education has. And our district decided to adopt a basal series called Journeys to kind of go along with the Common Core. And also we were told to still incorporate the daily 5. So with everything, I dove right in. I did Journeys for a couple of years, and then I just personally didn't have the best feeling with the growth in my children and with what I had been doing previously. And I am not trying to diss this program whatsoever, so please do not take it that way, because actually for a lot of the other grades I think it's phenomenal, but for first grade I felt as though the vocabulary was here, the spelling was here, the sight words were here. And for my particular school, the reading was a little too easy. So the books that we were reading were just a little too simple for my classroom. So in the meantime, we had gotten a few new teachers on our team who had come from higher grade levels and had come down to work with us. And so we sat last year and really looked at the big picture and the Common Core. And I do want to say that the curriculum director's son was in my class last year, and he knew we were kind of going for something new. So at the end of the year, I asked him, how did he feel about it? And he had nothing but positive things to say about our last year and what we had done. So, and I felt the same way. So this year, I decided to I wanted to share it with everybody and kind of put it all together in one package if somebody was interested in it. And so for the past week, I've been working on just week 1. I'm obsessed with it, and I should be working on other things, but I'm just so excited and just to have it all together and build anchor charts and everything. So I'm going to call it Guided Reading with a Purpose, because each week there's going to be a specific focus that we used this last year and a theme. So for example, not next week, but my first full week of teaching, our theme will be rules and routines, and the purpose, the strategy we'll be focusing on usually is one strategy, but this first week it's 2. It's characters and setting, only because I feel like we kind of felt like they went together and they're kind of simple strategies. So we did this last year, like I said. Our vocabulary words for the week were characters and setting. We also added rules and laws, and we kind of talked about the difference between a rule and a law. But by Friday, our students could share with us what those 4 words meant. So again, like I said, I'm not bashing anything. I do the daily 5 in my own way. I wouldn't really call it daily 5. I do literacy stations, and I do small group guided reading. And what I felt about this kind of program we used was that when I was in small group, my kids already knew some of the strategies that we were working on. So they were introduced to them, and we worked on them all week. Also, I felt like it grounded my morning meeting time. We had something to talk about, and it just made my life a lot easier. And the other thing I want to bring up is we had this amazing 3rd grade team at our school last year. Some of them are still there. But Hannah Friend, who is at The Friendly Teacher, if you don't follow her, was a third grade teacher at our school. Unfortunately, we lost her because she got married and moved to her hometown. But she took teaching to a whole new level, and it was amazing to watch. She brought her classroom to life. The kids just loved coming to school, and it was so engaging. So I want to do something like that with first grade as well. So I kind of tried to incorporate as much of it as I could in this first week, and we'll continue to do kind of project-based learning, but in my own way, I guess. So the first week, like I said, is rules and routines with characters and settings. So I posted the lesson plans right from my product onto this Facebook page so you can see it. This product is not even uploaded yet. It will be in the next couple days, but hopefully by tomorrow. I'm still piecing things together, but I was super excited to share. So what's going to happen is on Sunday, I'm going to come live and talk to you about what I will be doing, not that coming week, but the next week. So it's kind of a week ahead of time. And then I'll offer the opportunity for a few people to win whatever I am making or creating. And then Wednesday I'll come live and let you know who won that. And then we'll talk about other things. So let's get started. So guided reading with a purpose, characters and setting. I want to show you a few things first, then I'm going to get up and move around. So what I'm going to do the first morning when they come in is get a little thing that's called What's in My Bag, and I'm going to share it with you right here. I might do this more than 1 week. We might be doing this a lot actually. Just so you know, this is also, I made this as a PDF, so you could do What's in My Bag right on the smartboard if you didn't want to cut out and laminate all the characters. So this is, I'm going to be introducing characters day one. So I'm going to draw the cards out and just share them with the kids. This is Fly Guy, Piggy, and there's a whole bunch of different, Mouse and a Cookie, whole bunch of different characters in here. And I'm just going to share them with the class, and then I'm going to kind of group them up to have small discussion about what they think we're going to be learning for the week, and then bring them back together and see if we can come up with the concept of learning about characters. So it's kind of like your introductory lesson for characters. And I'm also, to kind of bring it to life, going to try to mimic a character every day, dress up like one. Very simple, nothing fancy. In my lesson plans, I told you Pete the Cat. I was Pete the Cat one year for Halloween, so I have a blue shirt I bought at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to print off some colorful buttons off the internet and maybe find some blue ears. But just little simple things like that, so the kids every day when they come in, they're gonna see what character I'm going to be and kind of spike their interest and engagement, just little things like that. So for day one, I'm going to do the Recess Queen to kind of talk about recess rules and behavior. So I'm going to kind of switch my camera around here so you can actually see some of the things that I made, and I'll talk about what I'm going to do with this. So hang tight for 1 second while I release this. Stand up here and switch the camera around. Okay, so here you should be seeing the Recess Queen, the materials and the activities. And then here is the story. If you've never read it, it's kind of about a recess bully named Mean Jean, and she tries to tell everybody what to do and what they can't do at recess. And like I said, she's a big bully. So to kind of go with this activity, I just want to I'm going to share bits and pieces. There are worksheets, and I will show you those in just a minute with one of the stories. So for Mean Jean, here is Mean Jean, and then I have Katie Sue, and the reason I made these crafts is because in writing we're going to be the kids are going to get to pick which character they want to write about, and really I'm only expecting a sentence, if they can't even do that, maybe a few words to describe the character and hopefully add some setting details, and then we'll just put the little craft on top. So for each story I made a title page, and I'm going to use this to make a huge graph in my classroom. So if I look over here, I have setting the place, setting the time, characters, and description. So these will all be going across a big poster board, and then as I introduce a story like this, the Recess Queen would be going down, and then the stories would progressively go down. So we have a big chart of the stories that we read, and then I made little character cards. So under the characters, we would add Mean Jean, Katie Sue, And then during the school days when the story happens, and where does it happen? It happens in the classroom. I also have a recess card as well for that. So those cards are included for that. And then obviously we would do some discussion about it and a worksheet, some sort of modeling of how to show this strategy. But then I also made little cards to kind of talk more about the rules. So I have this one here that says good recess choices and poor recess choices, and they're little sorting cards you could do with your class. Also working on boom cards for this, which are those digital task cards. You could do it as a whole group lesson on the smart board, or you could send it to your kids through boom if you have that set up. And I also created some vocabulary. So there are words and meanings, and match them up. Now I wouldn't do all of those vocabulary words. I might pick a few of them, and I might hang them on a pocket chart, leave them out for daily 5, and the kids can mix and match them just as an extra activity. So that is day 1, sort of in a nutshell. So day 2 goes on to David Goes to School. And this book is about a little boy who just does not make good choices at school. So it's very simple and quick. It's by David Shannon. I just read a post today by somebody saying how a lot of people agree with this book or don't like this book, but that when she read it to her boys in her classroom, they were so excited and it brought life to them, and they were so excited to read books because I think some of the boys maybe could relate to the book really well. So thought that was kind of interesting. So here is my David. Don't laugh. We made him last year, and it's hilarious to see the first graders. I let them cut out their own teeth and their hair, and they're just absolutely adorable when they're all finished. And then here's the David Goes to School chart header, and then the cards that will go on that big pocket chart. And then here we would be talking about bad choices and good choices in school. So again, reiterating the rules and routines, but also relating back to the story. And then of course we would be working on some sort of characters and setting. And I need to back up because I forgot to tell you what I'm doing on day 2. So I apologize. On day 2 I have another what's in my bag, and these are settings. So to kind of introduce setting, and I have real pictures of places like a movie theater, a bakery, a baseball diamond, fire station, a bedroom, the beach, woods. And again, I would break the kids, show them these cards or project it on the smart board because it is digital, and then have them get in small groups and then kind of introduce the word setting too. So I apologize, that goes first. And then each day I was going to try to create a different setting in our room very simply, and at the end I will show you how I'm going to do that, so that when they come in they're going to see me a little bit different, and then the classroom just a tad different, nothing major, but I think it will increase their engagement and excitement about learning for the day. All not necessary things to do, but things I intend to do, so I wanted to share them with you. And then we're going to go on to day 3, which is one of my favorite stories. I'm going to just move all this stuff over. Hang on for just a second. And that is Miss Nelson is Missing. This craft, when I was creating it, I had the hardest time, and it actually turned out really cute, and it's so simple, but anyways, again, I'm going to be dressed up as something and kind of change the room a tad so they can come in and guess who I am and create like or guess the setting. And I even thought about in our morning meeting real quick, let's say I'm Pete the cat and my room is the beach. I might just generate a quick sentence with using the character and setting too. So here's Miss Nelson is Missing. You can tell this book has lots of wear and tear in it. It's very old. Here's Sweet Little Miss Nelson and Viola Swamp. And for this story, we're going to talk about characters and setting. Here are the charts. And then I have kind of a comparison, Miss Nelson, Viola Swamp, and then both. And I just have one little words here that they will sort. Again, I made these into boom cards too, so it's all digital. If it's something you'd be interested in, you wouldn't have to cut and laminate and do all that either. So that's just an extra extension. It does talk about the characters, but again, not really necessary, but I wanted to extend their learning just a little bit each day as well. Okay, so on to day 4. I'm gonna scooch over here. Sorry, I'm running low on desk space. Day 4 is Chrysanthemum, which I hope everybody knows this story because it's so amazing. Anything Kevin Henkes is amazing in my eyes. So again, they'll come in, see me looking differently in a different setting, and then here's the book, Chrysanthemum. And here's sweet little Chrysanthemum. For this book, I did character or vocabulary words. So here's the anchor chart and the little characters and setting. And then we have vocabulary cards. But for this book, I printed for you just so you could kind of peek and see what my writing looks like. So here is my writing, Chrysanthemum. And now you can see this page has 4 lines on it. I also have lined paper like this for more lines. And I let my kids pick which kind of paper they're comfortable using. That they'll know eventually, you know, what they need or don't need. I can't tell you how many times we went to the copier last year because we were out of paper for whatever we were writing. My kids were writing like crazy, so I started doing double-sided once they got to that point. But and then here are some of the things that we have for our settings. So draw one of the settings from Chrysanthemum and I write label, just see if they can add a word to it. Where did the story take place? When did the story take place? And illustrate. And the standards are all on those as well. Characters, draw 2 of the characters and label them. There's usually like an easier version and a harder version. And then it says listing 2 characters and who is your favorite and why. So a little bit harder. As the year goes on too, I kind of differentiate for everybody. I usually get a good feel where we're at and decide which one I want to do at the beginning, you know, before the lesson. So finally, on the last day, we do Lily's purple plastic purse. And this story is adorable too, but it's about, you know, kind of breaking class rules, not listening to your teacher. So I love Mr. Slinger. He's got such personality, and Lily. So for this one, I would let the kids decide who they want to write about, and they would make that person and write. And then these are paper poppers, which they would just go on top of that little writing that I just showed you. And here's the anchor chart and the little anchor chart characters. And then I have not had a chance to laminate this one, but we would be comparing Lily to Mr. Slinger, and there's little word cards for that. And so that's kind of, I know I went kind of fast, but in a nutshell. And again, my plans are posted. The last thing I wanted to tell you was, oh, here's a couple other things I wanted to say. So My Mouth is a Volcano, somebody recommended this to me, adorable. I would probably read this that week, just as an extra read aloud. What If Everybody Did That is another great one, and Lacey Walker, Nonstop Talker. So those 3 I'm going to try to add into my week as well. And then I have a cumulative project for Friday, and I forgot to print it, so I apologize, but it's a little assignment for the kids to go home, or it goes home early in the week, and then the kids can come in on Friday, and it has 4 choices. So they could draw a picture of their favorite setting or print a picture of their favorite setting, and we would guess what it was. They could bring something or clues in a bag, kind of like I did on Monday, to their favorite setting, we could guess. And then or they could dress as their favorite character or give clues of their favorite character and we could guess. So I'm hoping that on Friday afternoon we can sit down and kind of share. So also I wanted to show you, my daughter and I went to the dollar store to kind of find some fun ways to kind of change my room. So one day it's going to be the beach, and this does not belong here. So I have buckets, and I'm actually going to raid my own house too for ideas. This one here I thought would be kind of fun. a birthday party, not like a specific place, but you know, kind of something a little different. I wanted it to be something a little different, so the setting would be at a birthday party. And I'm just going to lay a few of these things out at their table. That's all I'm doing. They had these bats, and I thought baseball, like a baseball diamond. And then I found some pet toys, and so I was going to do like a pet shop. And then I thought, just to be kind of funny, and you might think I'm totally crazy, but I was going to do the bathroom. So I got toilet paper, rubber duckies. I even got a hair mask, and I was going to put it on one of the stuffed animals and set it at the table, and curlers and stuff. So that's kind of what I gathered for changing up the setting. Again, it's totally optional, but I think I'm going to see how it goes. I'll be honest, it might be a total bomb, and I might be hating it, but we'll see. So that is what I'm doing the first week of school, and I'm going to turn this around and kind of wrap up. So, okay, here I am again. So, I don't know, let me know what you think. If there's other ideas you have, I'd love to add more things to it. And if you do try it, I'd love to hear your opinion on how it goes. So I've noticed that it's like me rambling all the time on this page, and I'm sure some of you are over listening to me. And today I was so excited. Somebody posted on our page about what kind of parent communication are you using. So shout out to you for doing that. So for today, if you would like to win this packet, I would like you to tell me in the comment section something you'd like to discuss, or something you need help with, or maybe something you want me to talk about or bring up in discussion. In the future, I do want to talk about guided reading in small group, daily 5 or literacy center rotations. I don't know, there's lots of ideas I have, but if there's something you're interested in hearing about, or how I do it, or a discussion we can have, I'd love to hear it. And then just a preview for the next week, I've already gathered my books. So for the following week, it's friendship and kind of all about me themed, and it's retelling. So it's kind of just very simple retelling, like beginning, middle, and end. So we will be doing Chester's Way, which is by Kevin Hankes, Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon, Peanut Butter and Cupcake, which is one of my all-time favorites. If you haven't read that story, it's adorable. And then Nugget and Fang, which is about a shark and a minnow that are friends. And then I have 2 books, and I can't decide. One is called A Spaghetti and a Hot Dog Bun, and the other one is We're All Wonders. And so both of those books are amazing. Whatever one I don't pick for the reading, I will do as a read aloud or an extension maybe. So again, if you wanted to share with me which one of those books, or if you have any good books about friendship, let me know. I know there was a post last year too about my favorite part of me, and I bought that book too, so I kind of was hoping to bring that in a little bit, in maybe a writing activity where they take a picture of their body part that's their favorite part and kind of tell about it. So anyways, I'm super excited, and I hope even if you don't do this, that maybe you can get something out of what I've been saying. And even the what's in my bag, do that for any unit, just to kind of get their excitement up and guess what they will be learning about for the upcoming week. So I hope to post this by tomorrow, and it's going to be called Guided Reading with a Purpose, week 1. And then anybody that's interested in it, in the comment section again, please just let me know what else you want to learn about, or what your feelings are about friendship, if you have any books that you recommend, or anything else you want me to talk about. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I haven't seen a lot of questions, so if you do have questions, please feel free to post them, and I'll try to get back to you. Have a great night. I'll see you on Wednesday.